morning, everyone. Welcome to Mesa. We appreciate everybody turning out today. My name is Chris Brady, the city manager for the city of Mesa. We welcome you out today. We're very excited. This is a wonderful day for the city of Mesa. Continued successes, the city of Mesa with great announcements of great things happening. Let me make a few introductions first for those that are represented. We'll hear from several of the individuals that are here that I'm going to introduce. Mayor John Giles is here, the city of Mesa. We welcome him. Our Vice Mayor Dennis Kavanaugh also represents this part of Mesa we'll be speaking about today, is here with us. And Councilmember David Luna is also present. We also want to welcome Scott Jackson, who is a partner with Verde Vista One LLC, which is the owner of the site that we'll be talking about today. We also want to welcome representatives from what we refer to as the Fiesta district area. We have representatives both from MCC, Banner, Fiesta Mall. We also have representatives from our Chamber of Commerce and our Visit Mesa. We appreciate them being here. We also want to welcome the city staff who's been working on this project for some time, both from our, especially our Economic Development Department. We want to recognize them. So this is a major announcement that we think is going to be a wonderful start to a lot of great things happening in the Fiesta district of Mesa. You've already seen the significant contributions that the city of Mesa has made, investing in the infrastructure and the amenities out in this area. And we're seeing quick turnaround and payback because of that. So let me first welcome and invite Scott Jackson, partner with Verde Vista One, who can give us some more details about this great project. Scott?
Thank you, Chris, Mayor Giles, Vice Mayor Kavanaugh. Thank you for inviting me today. I'm reminded before I give you my remarks relative to our project, I thought I would reminisce just a minute. 35 years ago, we sat on the corner of Alma School and Southern and looked at the northeast corner and developed the old Polka Fiesta Center that's now been repositioned Fiesta Commons. So we go back that far, and it's interesting to be sitting on that same intersection today with the same enthusiasm that we had back then. First, I would like to congratulate the city of Mesa and the stakeholders in the area that recognized over 7 years ago that attention needed to be given to this area to make sure that it was good to go for decades to come, by making an effort in planning and then capitalizing the improvements that now have set the stage for future economic development and job creation and so forth. So my hat's off to you for doing all that early planning and then putting your money up to demonstrate how confident that you were that it would happen, as it is today, and as you can witness around by the various projects that are in development around the area. Our partnership is made up of two entities. Our company, which has been active in the Southeast Valley in commercial real estate development for 35 years or so, and Verde Investments, who has also been active in a different way. But this is our first project together, and we're very excited about it. And we've, as I mentioned, been active in the area for a long, long time, and in Mesa and Tempe and Chandler. So. Over the last year and a half, we have been studying the Fiesta district, and more specifically the Fiesta Mall, to see what could be done to start to reposition that significant and strategic property into something new and fresh, and that would vitalize the area and become the economic engine that it has been into the future. With that in mind, we decided that as we viewed it, that repositioning the mall from a total retail orientation to one that would be more directed towards corporate office use, supported with complements of retail and residential development, you would then end up with this work, live, and play lifestyle that's so popular today, and is unique in that it can be readily done in the mall. And so with that, we are taking the first step and I'll show you where we're headed here. So here we have the mall, and this, of course, is the Fiesta, or the Macy's building and their parking structure. Dillard's here, their parking structure. This is the Macy's, I'm sorry, the Best Buy and Dick's, Sears, and then the core mall area right there in the middle. So our portion of this is this building and this parking structure. The building consists of 158,000 square feet. There's our site plan. There's the current view of the existing building. That's the single-story entrance on the northeast corner. That's the two-story entrance on the southwest corner. And those will be changed to look like that right there. So we're going to basically remodel the building from stem to stern. The exterior skin will be different. The entrances will be demoed off. These new metal paneled entries will be made or constructed, and windows will be put in the building throughout. And we have taken into consideration in all of our design decisions the Fiesta District design guidelines. There's the existing loading dock and the entrance on the northeast corner behind. That's what it will look like when we get done with it. So you'll have the two entrances, the main two-story entrance on the northwest. The blue tower on the left would be the single-story entrance on the second floor, and then the Fiesta District, Plant Life, and Paseos along the site outside the building. There's the parking. There's the view off of the parking structure. Whoops. And as you see, this is again the northwest view, and the parking structures on the right, or the bridges into the parking structure on the right, and then our two-story. So this is just the opposite view. So that is what our intentions are. Our plan and schedule are that we're going to have our demo plans into the city here shortly, the next couple of weeks, and we'll be going through the process for approvals and starting the improvements, the demolition, and the new construction work as the plan dictates as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.
I think Scott's being a little modest, what this means. We've seen what happens when you add a lot of dark green paint and with yellow highlights, what it can mean to change the trajectory of a piece of property. And so to talk about what this really represents as far as jobs and economic development in Mesa, I'd like to invite forward the Vice Mayor, Dennis Kavanaugh. Now, before he was Vice Mayor, he's always been, for the last several years, and for many years actually, the representative, the elected local official for this area. There's no one in this city who has more passion and great concern and desire for this district than Dennis Kavanaugh. And so there's a lot of credit that goes to Dennis, Vice Mayor Kavanaugh, for his continued push, recognizing this is a great asset, not just for Mesa, but for the region. So with that, let me welcome Vice Mayor Dennis Kavanaugh. Come forward, please.
Well, this is, the announcement today is truly a milestone event in the renewal and revival of the Fiesta District. And I have worked on it over now 3 council terms. And the idea really started actually 12 years ago when then Mayor Hawker and I, who was Vice Mayor then, convened a group of stakeholders, property owners in the area to talk about the challenges facing Fiesta Mall and the Fiesta District with the competition from other retail, as well as the changes that were taking place in the retail mall industry across the country because of online sales. And at that time, we recognized that this is no easy challenge. And our partners, our stakeholders recommended that we get the advice of some of the best consultants in the country. And the city followed through and engaged consultants in international retail, in redevelopment, looking at the entire Fiesta District and giving their recommendations on how to meet the challenges of change that occur in the suburban mall industry, which, again, that's not limited to Mesa. This is a phenomenon that is nationwide. And they recommended that we really create a sense of place, have a district brand, have a district identity, that we needed more housing, that we needed more jobs, that we needed more offices, that we needed to replace and reinvest in the 30-year-old public infrastructure in the area, change the look of the space to make it more pedestrian-oriented, more urban-oriented. And over the course of time, the city, along with its stakeholders, did develop what we call the Fiesta District Design Guidelines, both for public investment and for private investment, which the City Council adopted. And our biggest stakeholders really at the time that we started were Banner Desert Hospital, Mesa Community College, and the City of Mesa. And those three entities really initially have led the way in terms of significant investment in changing the look and character of the Fiesta District and strengthening it and showing how those buildings could be done using those guidelines. You can have attractive urban scale buildings and yet serve the function and purpose for which you want them to serve. And then, again, the dramatic change it's undergoing with the streetscape that you see. Southern Avenue looks very different now than it did before. And the work continues with the building of 5 micro-parks along Southern, and then the final phase of that project will take it down to the Tempe Canal. And again, that's a major boulevard within our community. Mayor Smith worked with experts from around the country in terms of what that boulevard should look like. Again, what should we target in terms of development? And I give our staff tremendous credit in working with the property owners on those sites to bring in developers. The caliber of Mr. Jackson is truly remarkable. And I will tell you that he does his homework before he decides on a project, because, as he noted, they've been looking at for a year and a half, and I've been waiting for this announcement for a year and a half. And what they are doing really is, as he said, repositioning the mall to truly be a multi-use characteristic, multi-use project, where you will see jobs, you will see housing, you will see retail, you will see restaurants. We've had a proliferation of new entertainment and hospitality venues open over the last 6 months, returning really to the Fiesta District to be a place to have fun, to go out after work, to go out to lunch and to have dinner. And what they're proposing here really, I think, will be a tremendous catalyst for hopefully the rest of the mall property, as well as and a great example to other property owners in terms of how to creatively and adaptively reuse either big box retail or large mall sites such as this. Again, another example I'm going to give that's a wonderful example of private investment is the Centrica development, changing the old Bed Bath & Beyond site at Longmore and Southern. Dramatically different, 110,000 square feet of Class A office space. That's exactly the kind of development we've been hoping to attract. And why is it so important? The Fiesta District is perfectly located. If you ask anyone, in terms of north-south, east-west access, in terms of demographics, perfectly located for jobs to fill. Great partnerships with the community college, with the hospital. Great partnerships, I think, are possible with the new colleges and universities that have located within the Fiesta District as well. And so, for those of us who have been working on this for a long time, we see today's announcement really, again, as a very significant development in a long pathway. These kinds of redevelopments do take time, do take decades, but I think the city has stayed with the course, stayed with the vision identified so many years ago, and I think this project is going to truly help the success of the Fiesta District continue to grow in a very dramatic way. Thank you.
So next, I would like to invite the mayor of the City of Mesa, Mayor John Giles, to come forward. Following his comments, there'll be a brief opportunity to receive questions from those that are here. So we'll be available to answer some questions for a while. So this time, Mayor Giles.
Thank you. I'm fond of saying that Mesa, Arizona is the center of the universe. And I think that's particularly true today in March, as our two spring training facilities will be busy, and we have, I think Will Farrell is taking a helicopter into Hohokam today to make some announcements. So Mesa on an average day is a pretty big deal. But today in particular, I'm proud of the progress that we're making as a community. And this neighborhood, the Fiesta District and the intersection of Alma School and Southern, has historically been the financial capital of Mesa. The economic activity that comes out of that area and that intersection has typically led our community. And as you know, the last several years that we've been somewhat challenged there. So, but which is hard to understand in some respects, because I'm not a real estate developer, but I do know, the three most important things with real estate are location, and I don't forget what the other two or three are. But location is important. And if you look at this piece of property, as Dennis just pointed out, or this part of our town, it's got more assets than you can almost list. We're close to two very large freeways. When we were out dedicating the recent streetscape, we had to shout because of the large number of the traffic at this intersection is just hard to comprehend. So you've got two great intersections, or two great freeways. You've got large office, Class A, great business locations. You've got great retail. You've got the largest and arguably best community college in the country at a stone's throw away. Two great healthcare facilities just a short walk away. Really, and with the city's investment that Dennis and my colleagues have led the way on, you've got the substantial investment that the city has made in that area is beautiful, but frankly, a lot of the investment you don't see because it's underground. We've got dark fiber and other utilities that are at that area that make this really just the best location imaginable for any type of development and economic activity. So with the city's help, the table has been set very well for Mr. Jackson to come in, and I hope that the press appreciates the significance of what we're doing here today. As Dennis pointed out, the challenge of aging malls and big box retails in the era of internet retail is a nationwide issue. And I'm proud that Mesa is leading the way in going back and addressing as a community, what can we do given the economic environment that we are all in now to address that problem. And Mr. Jackson's project, I think, is the perfect answer to that challenge that we face. So I'm delighted that we can lead the way in helping to be creative in how we address the economic realities that Mesa and nearly every other community across the country is facing right now. So we couldn't be more excited. It's good to be in Mesa on a March day and when baseballs are flying through the air, but it's especially good to be here today to congratulate Mr. Jackson and my colleagues on the hard work that has gone into this great project. We couldn't be more excited. So thank you very much.
So Mayor, Councilman Cabot, Vice Mayor Scott, why don't you come forward? Are there any questions for these gentlemen to talk a little bit, get some clarification on this announcement today? Was that clear? Scott, you did an amazing job. That was the art. Now, and that's key. This is about, it's not just about the pretty pictures. This is about jobs. This is about repurposing what would be a very big vacant box to turning it into a corporate office complex. And that is one of the hottest markets in the area. We can see it in our own city, where we broke ground on a Class A office space a month ago in Riverview. And all we could hear is, we need more. So the opportunity to repurpose the old Macy's and make that an office complex, which could literally employ hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals in that part of Mesa is significant. As was mentioned, we have the crossroads. Yes, sir. A question. Scott, asking the types of offices.
These will be high populated users. As an example, the GoDaddy headquarters that is off the 101, and that's not in, it's right on the border of Mesa, but the one that you just mentioned over that, I forget who the user is, but it'll be, you know, I would anticipate that the occupancy will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 900 to 1,200 people. And if you shift that into more than 1 8-hour, shift, that number could go up to maybe 2,000. The payroll of those jobs that will be created in that environment will vary from low end of maybe 30 to 35,000 all the way up to computer programmers that would be in the $75,000 to $90,000 range. So we don't know who that tenant is going to be yet, but there's I think there's been 1,400,000 square feet of absorption of that type of product that would fit in this building around the Southeast Valley in the last 12 months or so. So there's a demand for it, and this is a good spot for all the reasons we just discussed for those uses.
Are you sure it's going to be just one tenant?
We're planning for up to 4 tenants, but if you look at the absorption of space in the last 12 months, most of the uses are in the 80 to 100,000 feet or more. I mean, there are plenty in the smaller, but the building has an 80,000 footprint on it, floor plate, and so it's difficult to subdivide down into small units.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
What's the estimated time to completion?
Well, that's going to depend on a lot of things. Our plan is to move forward with the demolition and to prepare the building, put the new backbone in. We're going to put a new roof on it. We're going to put new skin on it. We're going to put a new electrical service in it. We're going to change it from stem to stern to make it competitive with new product out there. And so we'll be doing that initially, preparing the building so that we can deliver it in as short a time possible once we get a lease signed. And then we'll go through a period of tenant improvements for built custom for the tenant's actual use and needs. So conservatively, I would say through that whole process and concluding a lease negotiation with the tenant and finishing those improvements, I like to think in a conservative way. So I would say an outside of 3 years and a near term of 2.
We had a question
It's
back
a
here.
long answer to a short.
Let's go to the mayor. How much does the city have to fork up or invest into this?
You know, there's no city incentives involved in this, but on the other hand, the city did, I think, play a critical role in making this happen. And we mentioned earlier, and I think Dennis made a good point of pointing out the streetscape project that has been taking place over the last couple of years and will continue to work its way further west. The city has made a substantial investment, not in terms of economic incentives to the developer, but in terms of doing what we're supposed to do, which is provide the infrastructure and the utilities to make a development possible and attractive at that location. So we're proud of that. I would invite those of you who haven't driven the Fiesta district recently to please do that. If you haven't been there recently, you're going to be surprised. You're going to look around and you go, wow, this is beautiful. The extended sidewalks, the emphasis on making it pedestrian friendly and attractive has been very, very successful, and we're not done yet. We're working our way further west, and so you'll continue to see more and more people like Mr. Jackson stepping up and doing projects similar to this throughout the district.
Mr. Jackson, how much did your company, have you had to pay to acquire this building?
Well, we're buying the building for $2,750,000. That would be $2,750,000, and we're going to basically start from scratch again, though. So where that sounds like a low number for a building of that size, it's going to take a lot of work to get it up to speed to where it's competitive with the new building product that's being developed around town today.
Have you looked into other malls, perhaps other malls here in the valley? And maybe
We have looked at other malls, but frankly, this is the best mall to do this. To do a repositioning in our opinion, that's available in the valley today. I mean, Metro Center's going through it, Park Central's going through it, or is a little bit further along in their repositioning, but this is a very unique opportunity. All of the assets that you would want to have that are compelling to have a corporation buy into that final determination that they make when they compare to around town is, in our opinion, unmatched in this location.
Parker, Scott,
Yep.
how much money are you planning to put into this in total? And do you already have capital secured, or are you expecting to get financing in the future as you proceed with the improvement, tenant improvement?
Yeah. We'll have, potentially this could, our investment might get up to as much as 20 to 21 million. And we're not, you know, we have the resources to do that in a number of different ways. So the capital is available. Yeah.
Over here.
You got one of you two. Does the city have any leverage or incentive, like once this is done, to have this flow through the rest of the mall? Like it's kind of, like you have like a two-tier look with that mall, and this is gorgeous, and the rest of the mall is way your goal.
Well, that's why we think this is just the beginning. As the Vice Mayor mentioned 8, 9 years ago, with the encouragement of the property owners in that area and the stakeholders and the Vice Mayor, we developed guidelines for development in the Fiesta District. That manual, even though it was developed 8, 7 years ago, the city holds itself to that standard as far as the quality of development, the style, the look. You'll notice Fiesta District has a different style and look. When we built a police substation, we imposed those same requirements on us. So we have established that this is a unique and outstanding location, that quality development within a certain style and brand is important. And so we will expect and to continue that. We know that there's a lot of interest literally across the street from this project. We already see buildings that are already being repurposed out there also. And the city, in advance of that project, or with that project, as we are doing our street improvements, as the mayor mentioned, we made available a conduit for fiber and dark fiber. Our intention is to see that this becomes and continues to be one of our strong economic activity centers, and we're repurposing it, if you would, from predominantly retail to a mixed use with emphasis on office. Any other questions? One more question? No? Oh, Bob, one more question. Go ahead.
Speaking of the district, can you name us some new businesses that have opened up that have gone into the district?
Well, as we mentioned, across the street, there is a redevelopment property that's taking place over there. I believe the name of the firm is Centrica that is taking place. We have, and I'll let the Vice Mayor talk about the expansion that's been taking place at MCC, even just on their campus with their facilities. It wasn't that long ago that Banner Hospital invested over $600 million, I think I'm in the ballpark, for their expansion out there. So we know that if you want to say it, the mayor, you talked about location, this has good bones. It was, the mayor point, it was the center of the retail universe not that long ago. And now the world has moved from retail to office space. And so we've been seeing this movement. As the mayor said, we've set the plate. We're providing the environment to attract businesses, and it's brought Mr. Jackson to Mesa, as he says. It's very hard to find a location like this anywhere in the valley, and we plan to take advantage of that by doing our part in our space that the city controls and setting an environment where we encourage development and a regulatory environment where we want to encourage and speed up development in this area. All right, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate your attendance. Have a great day in the center of the universe.